to join us?
I got you.
Did you show Matt?
Not behaving.
Yeah. Ah! Our girl's going to Mississippi.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
For you. I just started it. I don't know if he's going to have anything.
That's fine. We can pull up the, at least we've got updated graphics, thanks to Steve.
I know. I'm rebooting my laptop because something's goofy and it looks like it's about to run a Windows update.
It's probably the vaccine.
Yep. So I may just be talking over
That's fine.
10-day.
We got Sky 9 up here we can play. We got options.
Let's start with whatever you need.
Yeah.
There's 10-day and just
And again,
normal.
this is meant to be loosey-goosey.
I put up the missing person.
Over the last 10 years, Honda's won more U.S. News and World Report awards than any other brand. And now, for the second straight year, Honda's been named the best car brand for 2023. Come get your Honda today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siga Lane.
Get the mic just right for Friday.
Oh, it is Friday. Look, we had breakfast today from Mithern's, and Mithern's breakfast is always so good. We're still burning it off.
It's going to be a minute. I mean, the good bacon, the grits,
yeah,
the potato stuff.
Uh-huh.
You got the eggs.
9:15 on a Friday is feeling like 9:15 on a Friday night for us right now.
Ooh,
we're digesting.
they're heavy.
Steve is burning off some of those calories. It's
yeah.
that hash brown casserole that's magic.
That's what that is.
In a tinfoil pan.
It really is fantastic.
I tell you what.
I'm sorry. We should have invited you over for
Next
WAFB
time.
Plus.
Next
9:15 and 9 news now,
Yes.
Monday through Friday. You know what? If you're bringing breakfast, you can come over whenever the heck you want.
Hey now. You're always welcome.
It's King Cake Day too. We're going to get into that here in a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
But that's like,
I'm so overwhelmed.
I mean, there's few places where you can just do like king cake for breakfast. South Louisiana is one of those.
Yeah.
And today it kind of begins.
Especially
we'll dig into all that, yeah.
when it's a donut king cake.
You're right. And that's happened to be where Kelly Hubbard was this morning. And she brought some back. Do you have some?
I did. I tried it. I don't regret a single morsel of bite, of taste of that.
Why would you?
And like you said, you can't go wrong with the king cake here in Louisiana. And I really feel for people like Graham Alkins. You've probably seen him on Local News Live. Folks who are from here but move away and don't get to buy king cakes at their local grocery stores. That stinks.
That does.
I hope you have a loved one who still sends you one.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'll tell you what, let's throw an audible here. Steve is actually getting your forecast ready.
Yeah.
We're going to start over here.
Yes.
I'm going to go over here for a second.
Okay.
And since we were talking, Liz, about Carnival and king cake, let's just start with Carnival and king cake.
Okay.
We'll get into some of the heavy stuff here in a second. But you know what? Why not on a Friday start with a smile? We were just talking about it. Yes, Carnival season has arrived.
Yes.
This is what we're talking about. The king cake season has begun. A lot of folks celebrate it as Epiphany. Welcome to King's Day. Good night. And so we get to start this. Carnival season gets kicked off. All the purple, all the gold, all the green, all the king cakes, all the calories that don't count. Now look, Callie was one place this morning.
Yes,
there are dozens in the area.
Oh, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. And that's why if you just go somewhere, stop at any South Louisiana bakery that's local, or maybe your local grocery store, whatever you like, go support a local business. This time is huge for them because they know in South Louisiana during Mardi Gras, you're gonna make your money.
You're right, absolutely are. And you know, when you talk to them, it's, you know, maybe they're not running 24/7, but a lot of these bakeries are running like, you know, 18/7 maybe. Because the orders just start pumping. It was so funny. We saw this morning the first order over there at the Heavenly Donut walk out the door probably about 5:30 this morning. Was it? I mean, my man had a big smile on his face.
I think his name was Mr. Jason. You, sir, are a true winner. You woke up early. Jesse? Jonathan? Jonathan. You are a winner.
Steve is getting your forecast ready.
Yes.
And handling the news business.
Priorities.
I mean,
priorities.
I'm all over the king cake.
He's a PhD.
Listen.
I mean, in king cakes and other things. But yeah, so all that's going on. So here's the thing. King cake's coming around. So that obviously, you know what season we're in.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras is right around the corner. And there is never a Man, you got to prioritize down here.
Yep.
There's never a shortage of parades and festivities and balls and parties. And wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here.
And February 21st is the big day where we're
Which
celebrating
is early.
everything.
That's,
I know.
That's
so
actual day.
We're gypped a little bit here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Louisiana's going to make up for it.
Sure.
We're going to celebrate in fanfare. We're going to eat our weight in king cake. Today's day one, and we just started one. And I will admit, I got the baby. I've never.
Did you really?
In my 6 years of living in Louisiana, I've never gotten a baby.
And wait, was that the one that Callie had this morning?
Yes.
She put the baby in?
She's the one that put it in the side. She slid it in the side, and I got it. Yeah, I got to bring the next one. I got to make it good.
All right.
Oh.
So, okay. What if you have something in mind? What if you're looking for something? What if are there plans you want to make? All the parades, all the parties, all the balls,
all of the above.
Right here. Go to thelouisianaweekend.com. Look
Yes.
for this big thing. It's going to be the lead story. It's probably going to be the lead for a while.
Yeah, it is.
Exclusive guide to Mardi Gras 2023.
Oh.
And so what Kirsten has done is she has kind of broken down for you
Yeah.
on a huge list.
Comprehensive.
There you kind of see it.
Look at that. Oh, we're
Yeah.
streaming live in it now. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, is that us?
Yeah, it is.
Man,
Yeah.
even thelouisianaweekend.com pays
Yeah.
attention to 9 News Now.
How about it, folks?
We've hit the big time, baby.
Look at that. Like
So,
you
yeah,
said,
all
Matt,
the
we got
stuff.
all the balls,
Oh
the
my God.
parades.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at that. That's a lot going on.
Okay, I got to get my calendar out and make sure I'm free enough.
Yeah,
from stuff.
coordinate those dates.
All the way to February 21, an early Mardi Gras this year. So yeah, we'll talk more about it as we kind of spin through it. It is going to be a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, we mentioned threw a little bit of an audible at you. Started with some of the fun stuff, which is always great on a Friday. But there are some other heavy hitter things that we want to get to, including this. Just in from East Baton Rouge, the sheriff's office, within the last 45 minutes, they're looking for someone.
Can you identify this person? I know it's a grainy black and white photo here, but the sheriff's office sure could use your help. This gentleman, Paul Gatewood, was last seen Thursday night at the Center Point Care Nursing Home facility. He was actually seen in the College Drive area. So if you're thinking, I maybe saw somebody walking that looks like this gentleman here. Again, we know it's grainy. Please go ahead and call authorities.
It is, so they dropped the sheriff's office number, right?
Yeah.
The 5,000 number in there, which you can certainly dial. You can always dial Crime Stoppers as well.
Yeah.
No crime has been committed here. That's not what we're talking about, but that is an easy number to dial. They'll probably get your information to the right spot. 911 can get your information. When they're looking for somebody missing and they believe this man may suffer from some mental illness, they're not going to fault you for any number you dial. They just want to make sure he's found, he's kept safe, and gets back to where he belongs. So if you can, find the story, share the story, make the call.
We want to report a good news story after this.
Okay, so yeah, January 6th, we know what today is. It's the 2-year anniversary of the attack on the Capitol, and there'll be some things about that today. But you know what? There's a lot going on at the Capitol. Not that, but a lot going on at the Capitol right now.
We still don't have a Speaker of the House as we wake up in the 5th day of the brand new work week of the school year of the brand new 2023.
Right.
Just know no new members of Congress can be sworn in. No official session business can be done until a Speaker of the House is chosen. Going through 11 rounds of vote, Kevin McCarthy, the congressman from California, still not chosen here. And the stalemates holding out against him are holding strong, and they're saying they're not going to vote for him, even with the incentives that he says he would give them. So where does that leave us?
Where we are, 11 votes down and no change. And the group, affectionately known as the Never Kevins, have said they will never change their mind. And again, if you've been paying attention to it, Kevin McCarthy has acquiesced to just about all the demands, and it hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the votes going forward? The Democrats help to lower the threshold to vote for a speaker. Of course, that would put one of theirs in play as well.
Right.
Democrats, Rep. Jeffries would actually probably get there before McCarthy would. So there's a lot to go into play here. As you mentioned, no business can get done in the House because these are all members elect at this point. The Senate's over there like,
hello.
You know, and the rest of the country's watching, the whole world's watching some of this. So we'll see. They're expected to gavel in today, 11 o'clock our time, noon Eastern. We'll see where they take us.
We'll have updates from CBS News all throughout today.
All throughout the day. So again, yes, here you are. Welcome to the Plus, which we've tried to do a little bit for you, including that forecast that we've promised. And Dr. Steve actually has a kind of a look at it. Now, did we get the new Wi-Fi for Christmas, or are we still... Is that on delivery? What's the story?
I'm all over the king cake reports.
but Wi-Fi, we don't know.
The Wi-Fi, I'm having a little issue.
Oh, it's always on.
Yes.
But you know what? We got to figure it out, and we are
go.
connected. I'm just sitting here in my stool, by the way, because
love it.
the Mathern's breakfast.
You digested?
Oh yeah, we're all still. We indulged, folks. We indulged.
I did have a lot of grits.
Yes.
I might be grabbing a nap between now and let's scoot on over here.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on in. Come on in.
ease on
You're doing great. Come on.
Matt, do you have a lazy boy?
I am a
Come
lazy
on.
boy.
Come on,
I'll be
Steve.
right there.
Kick
All
your
right.
feet up.
So yeah, outside it's beautiful. I tell you what, don't be lazy like me. Get outside and enjoy the weather today if you can. Bright sunshine, pretty comfortable out. And looking at temperatures starting to rebound after what was a pretty chilly start this morning. We're at 51 now at Baton Rouge, but places like Gonzales, Patterson already 59. It got pretty cold to the east and northeast of Baton Rouge. Macomb got all the way down to 34, so just within a couple of degrees of freezing. Low here in Baton Rouge was right at 40 degrees. We'll rebound into the mid-60s by lunchtime. Highs right around 70 degrees, sunshine throughout the day. If you're heading out this evening, dinner, anything else you might have planned, weather's going to be fine. We'll be in the low 60s at 6 o'clock. Beyond that, we're into the 50s, so probably don't want a sweater or jacket if you're headed out again. We are continuing to give you a first alert to good rain chances, though, returning as we get into Sunday. So let's give you a look at that as we move forward. So we're going to pick it up Saturday evening here on the European model. What you might note is from central and north Louisiana by Saturday evening's rain not that far away from us. But this is going to be, it looks like, somewhat of a slow-moving system. So there we go with my connection. Let me see if we lost it. Hang on. Are we frozen? Yeah, I think we got it back here. Let's see. All right, so as we move this forward, let me move the stool. You'll see these rains slowly approaching overnight into Sunday morning. Don't be surprised if they're a little farther southeast than what is shown. You could wake up to some rain early Sunday. If you go to church on Sunday mornings, I would be ready to deal with some rain. At 6 a.m. here on the European, it shows rain's kind of overspreading the area through the morning hours. And we're now at noon. The cold front is still to our northwest, and you see more of that rain moving through into the afternoon, starting to taper off into the evening. That's 6 o'clock Sunday evening. Front slips down into the Gulf, and Monday we start to dry out. The question then becomes, at times, some of the models have hinted at another little disturbance kind of moving out of Texas into the Gulf and maybe generating a little more rain late Monday. We'll keep an eye on that, but right now it looks like the main rain event will be on Sunday. In terms of rain amounts, if you can make out this stripe right here, it goes from New Iberia to Baton Rouge to Macomb. That's kind of the half-inch marker here from the Weather Prediction Center. So they basically got a half inch or less of rainfall on average. This should go east and southeast of Baton Rouge, and then from that line westward, Baton Rouge westward, a half inch to maybe up to 1.5 inches of rain. So another decent soaking on the way, but it looks like these amounts should be manageable. Here are the model forecasts specifically for Baton Rouge. And what you'll see is you got anything ranging there from about 0.4 of an inch to almost 1.5 inches. The GFS has been the wetter model the last couple of days, but that's not far off of what I was showing you from the Weather Prediction Center estimates. So some rain on the way, doesn't look terribly heavy, no severe weather expected. That's the good news. Today, tomorrow's going to be really nice. 70 for a high today, up to 77 tomorrow. Sunday, the rains are going to be kind of off and on, not a real pretty day. Monday might have a couple of lingering showers. First half of next week, though, overall, not bad. Morning starts mid-40s to around 50, highs mid-60s to around 70. And then it looks like it might get another good rain chance in here on Thursday with yet another cold front. We may have to bump those rain chances up in time. We got plenty of time to watch it, but it does look like behind that next front, a little bit of a cool down once again as we get into that following weekend, guys.
So the lows for this time of year, the average is what, 41, 42, 43, that kind of thing?
Yeah, today's averages are 42 for a low, 62 for a high.
So, all right then, well look at that 10-day, man. I don't know if we can complain too much about it, especially when you've showed us what's going on, the western coast right now, California, just getting absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a dang thing to complain about in that 10-day.
No,
right?
I mean, we're sitting there kind of the sweet spot in the middle. You know, we're not dealing with freezes. We're not dealing with the record warmth that we had just a couple of days ago.
Right? I know.
Yeah, we've seen it all.
We really kind of have. So get out there and enjoy it. Sunday notwithstanding, as Steve mentioned, Plan B. Just take out Plan B for it.
But I'll tell you what, Friday night plans, 63, that's a nice night to be out.
Where are you doing?
winning the jackpot.
That's right.
I want to win some money, y'all.
Man, look, I see the, and I'm sure you do too, you see the billboards out there on the interstate, you drive by, that Mega Million's looking mega. And
so when you win, we're going to have Matherns every morning for breakfast?
We're going to be 600 pounds by 2024. Oh my God.
There's some.
We're going to be
taking me.
Oompas walking around here.
So yeah, have you guys bought a ticket yet? I need to get out
No,
there
I
and
need
make
to do
happen.
that today,
No,
though.
I keep saying I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Here's the deal though. Depending on, hold on, I gotta find it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Wait a minute, where is it?
It's coming. It should be the first page.
It's a lot of paper.
Oh,
It
there
is. There's a lot of good
yeah,
stories
so
out
actually,
there.
We talked a little bit about this morning.
Yeah.
It wasn't mega, it was a Powerball hit.
Yeah.
A group of doctors and nurses actually pooled their money. This was back in November, right? And they've been doing this for a while, for like 7 years, this group. Pooling their money, buying tickets, and they've hit some stuff before.
Okay.
Like max $200.
Yeah.
November, $1 million.
What?
Wow.
What?
Look at that. That's a big group.
You can imagine that celebration was big.
Yeah.
So what it breaks down to for this crew, there's like 70 plus members, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like 78 of them. It's about $9,300 per.
Okay.
And I mean, again, the most they'd ever won is like 200 bills.
Yeah.
And so this is pretty impressive. Talked to some of the folks, like, look, man, I thought they were kidding when we got the phone call. One woman's like, perfect timing. We were planning a Disney vacation,
Look
and
at that.
$9,300 plays. You know, I would pay for about 10% of that trip.
Well,
So they made up 78 of the little
little
ceremonial.
checks, right.
But they didn't
That costs
do the
money.
giant one.
No.
They did 78 little ones.
That's kind of cool.
I like that. That
That's
way they
cool.
can all frame their little Powerball.
I'm trying to think. So that was November,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it wasn't the big jackpot, obviously. It was $1 million.
Yeah.
But that Powerball continues to rise as well. I think the Powerball is nearly 400 million.
Really?
Right now.
Okay.
I think if I'm correct.
All
I think
right.
the set drawings tomorrow. But yeah, the mega millions tonight. There you see it.
Get
Nearly a billion.
tickets.
940.
Wow.
What?
Okay. Well, I can't think of a better group deserving of winning that
You're
kind
right.
of
You're
money.
right.
70 of them together, that's a good group.
That is.
It was
Yeah.
a bunch of, if you saw the lower third on the bottom of your
The
screen,
doctors
they
and
call
nurses.
themselves the Heroes to Zeros Club. It's a pretty good name if you think about it. They did a lot of work, and I tell you what, we can never say thank you enough to medical professionals.
Correct.
So let's take you to Australia for this story. There is a special nonprofit that's working to fly doctors and nurses, or really special acute doctors and surgeons and wherever they need, to rural Australia. So the nonprofit is called Little Wings. They're trying to plug the gap that's trying to meet the needs of more rural communities, like the medical care there. And so a little plane that you see flying here, it's trying to help little people make a big difference in specifically New South Wales. They're flying metropolitan doctors to remote areas specifically for parents. They want to lift the burden off of parents who can't necessarily afford. Australia is pretty large.
Yeah.
When you talk about getting critical care specialists, or maybe let's say your kid has a heart problem, they really want to make sure that these children are actually getting the care they need. So Little Wings is delivering the doctors to them. The non-for-profit says that in the last 18 months, the program has actually helped free up 8,000 hospital beds. Think about that. So that's actually one of their doctors who flies from one of the bigger cities into a rural area. And so what's interesting is that 2 years ago, the program didn't even exist. This was actually born out of the pandemic, when the regional folks or the rural folks, community folks, couldn't access the medical care they needed. So Little Wings is flying out doctors 6 times a week to run clinics across New South Wales. These people often don't have cars, they don't have access, they don't have money or insurance. So a lot of the folks working in conjunction with community, like health leaders, non-profit leaders, to make sure these kids are getting something as simple as a physical, but to pregnant women getting ultrasounds too.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's the things we all take for granted.
Yes.
Right? So many things in life we take for granted, but
Yes.
good medical care,
Oh.
basic medical care.
Right.
We did a story earlier this morning about the oncologists out in Ukraine just not being able
my
to
gosh.
give the need to cancer patients
Yeah.
there because of obviously the war in Ukraine, but
Yeah.
the war, and they're kind of moving their patients around to different countries in Europe and beyond, and it takes people like this to want to be in there and save lives and do beyond what they can to help. So
Being a
the
low
world is filled with
socioeconomic
good
population.
people. It
Yes.
really
Yeah.
is, and you see so much of the good out there. And Man, that's a heck of a story right there, Liz.
You have to remember there's always more good than evil.
There
I know
absolutely is.
often newscasts are
I
filled
know.
with crime and chaos and everything going on, but always remember there's more good people in the world than
Always,
bad.
always. You're right.
So
You're right.
speaking of good, you know, it's really easy if you get on social media to get lost in the bad and the negative. It does have an incredible upside though sometimes. So check this out. Up in Maryland, the Walmart cashier, and there was actually a TikTok video that's helping this 82-year-old Walmart cashier retire. His name's Butch Marion. His last day of work was this past Wednesday, it's a couple of days ago. And
got your
Rory
name
McCarty,
on it
there in the
for
orange, I assume, was the man that helped make the
$108,682
retirement possible.
and 85
He said,
cents.
McCarty said he saw how another TikTok user helped another Walmart employee retire. So McCarty decided to do the same. He recorded the cashier in action and then set up a GoFundMe. It raised,
Love
get
you,
this,
man.
more than $108,000
gosh.
in a matter of days. And these two men, prior to this, did not know each other.
Wow.
So McCarty had just gone there 3 weeks ago, and he said Marion handled his purchase there, and it all took off from there.
That is incredible. Strangers as of 2 weeks ago.
And the gift of retirement.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
and
Put your feet up for a
and
moment.
that's what I talk about. This is social media. This is the sort of thing that would not have happened prior to the age of social media. So, you know, I know it's easy to get caught up in the negative, but there are people. You know, I mean, look at what's happened.
DeMar Hamlin.
Yes, with the money that's been raised through that.
got your
It was
name
over
on it?
$7 million.
That's
For
right.
$108,682
And to see just
and
the
85
outpouring of
cents.
love and compassion. You're exactly right, Steve. I mean, the social media is incredible when it comes to moments of disaster and being able to connect people at critical moments when normal communication goes down. We saw that during the flood of 16 here. It was incredible, and that's one of the strengths. And then you get to something like this, which is what Liz has brought up, that ability to contribute and be a part of something, trying to be uplifting, and this is exactly, you're right, where social media can shine.
And speaking of the news there has been, seems to be going in the
Very
right
true.
direction the last couple of days too. So lots of good news to share with you this morning.
It's a good way to wrap up at the end of a long week,
Yes,
the
it is.
first week of 2023.
And Steve is most happy because his Saints have a shot at the playoffs.
Hey now, listen, are we giving false hope to people?
I think we are.
We've been
Yes.
hyping this up all morning, and I'm starting to talk myself into this.
Well, I
We're
wanted-
going to the Super Bowl.
Damn, she went home next
Well,
level
you
on
just,
that.
I know.
Listen, you two have gone. I need to go with y'all.
I do-
Listen, let's make
we
it a
did
family
go.
trip.
Well,
did
I
go.
went to the city. He was there.
I don't know what happened.
I was nearby.
Kind of there.
I was in the vicinity.
Kind of there.
For 3/4 of that game, I was in a little trailer in the parking lot watching the game on a monitor, logging like highlights and stuff. And then after that, right after the end of the third quarter, they took us from the trailer and walked us underneath the stadium. I saw the interception that kind of sealed everything return.
Tracy Porter.
Exactly right. South Louisiana's own. I was under the stadium with a whole bunch of other people wearing the orange vests. They had duct taped a tiny little monitor onto the wall underneath the stadium so we could go out and see it eventually. We're all just doing this. It's like about 100 of us. That's how I saw the game.
Every bit of
You may have
glamorous
won.
as
You may
you
win.
thought.
Yeah, I guess so. We were in Fort Lauderdale and
Yeah.
watching at a watch party there.
Yeah.
Either way.
But it was an
really
incredible
awesome.
experience,
It
no
really
doubt.
was.
Just covering it. Yeah.
2023. 2023.
Well, telling me there's a chance. Not really. Not really.
As much of a chance of winning the lottery? Come on.
You know what? Probably.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's
why not?
probably about the same.
Probably right. Probably right.
So we'll see what happens.
So there's the
come
question:
Monday.
Saints
forget
Super
about
Bowl
it.
win or $1 billion?
Oh, should we put money on that? Oh, should we bet on that?
I love my Saints, but I think I'm taking the $1 billion.
I'll see you on the island.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you on the
we'll
island.
celebrate
Yeah.
on the island.
That's right.
Now's the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named the 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 55 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline,